What's up guys, BaneBlade994 back again. It's been a few weeks since I posted anything, been really busy lately with different stuff, college mainly. I thought I'd bring something that was the finished article rather than showing off my work in progress word bearer, so I thought I'd show off my, I think it's nearly 2,500 points of Space Wolves. If you look, first looking, zoom down a bit. First eyes we've got on my Wolf Lord, my Wolf Priest, my Rune Priest, sorry, my Wolf Priest, and shimmy along, the Iron Priest. Wait for a second. All of these are GW models, but I've converted them all slightly. So we'll go from left to right. So first one up is the Iron Priest, which is a GW Tech Marine with a custom force hammer, thunder hammer, sorry, and then he's got his bolt gun, and then they're picking out all of the mechadendrites down the back of his legs. And then his servo arm is one of the top arms off the servo harness. And then I've cut it and shaped it so it fits in to replace the nozzle on the right hand side of the backpack. That's him. Bit of Space Wolfy bit there, just so he marks him out who he's fighting with. Next up is my Wolf Lord. This guy's, if anyone notices, it was in my attempt at a true scale Space Marine, which mainly uses the Terminator set from the Terminators of the Wolf Guard. And he's been upscaled, so he's got the large torso and legs, and then the shoulder pads from the Terminators to keep the scale. And then I think his arms are from, I think they're the Grey Knight Terminators. That one is anyway, with the little favourite in the shoulder, elbow joint. And he's got a demon skull. Next up is my Rune Priest. This is the librarian that came with the Space Hulk set a couple of years back. So there's no way of getting this easily now unless you go online. Pardon me. Again, he's pretty much straight out of the box. Just a couple of changes. I changed the icon on the top of the staff and then gave him a Space Wolfy colour scheme, and he fits in quite nicely. Last of all is my Wolf Priest. Comes in with his bolt gun and his Crozius. This guy is using some of the old Space Wolf plastics. So this is the old wolf pelt from the old Space Wolf plastics bro. And he's got the torso from it as well. And then the helmet is one of the accessories from the Grey Hunter box set, the wolf skull, which I've just cut and shaped slightly so it fits on top of it, and then replaced it onto the faceplate of a Space Marine. And I just added the top knot from one of the, I think it was from one of the bare-headed Space Wolf pieces. I can't remember which one it was. So that is my HQ. Next up is my Wolf Scouts. I'm not going to go through each of these separately because I'd be, if I went through everything one at a time, they'd be here for a while. The eagle-eyed among you will notice that these are all the classic metals from going right back. A few I will pick out is this guy, which is a very old, I think it's a 2nd edition Wolf Scout. And he's a special one. And then the Sergeant, which I've swapped his weapons for, so he has a little flamer pistol and a power sword. Right then, back in a sec guys. I'm back again. Next up is my Bloodclaw unit. This is 15 Bloodclaws led by Lucas, Lucas the Trickster. I love this model, it's really Space Wolfy. Really fits the theme. So with his wolf claw and his plasma pistol. I'm really happy with how the hair and face came out on this guy. I spent absolutely ages picking it out. I'm not sure if you can see it. And then you can also notice how I do my wolf claws. You'll notice it better on the Wolfguard Terminators, but I do it a lot where I like to start with a dark blue and then work up in stages, working up the claw until you get to the white. This was one of the early attempts, so it's a bit rough, but some of the older some of the newer Terminators are look a bit better now. So that's them. All of the out of the Space Wolf box set. Back in a sec. Next unit is my first Grey Hunter unit. I've got 2 of these, full 10-man with Rhino transports. I run these guys as the 10-man squads with the 2 plasma guns. It's my squad. This is what I count as my squad sergeant with his power fist. That's him. There's the 2 plasma gunners at the front. All of these are the Space Wolf plastics, but I've done little bits here and there just to tweak them slightly to do it a bit different. And then after the Grey Hunters, there's the first of my Rhinos, which I really like my Rhinos. I've done quite a bit of conversion work on them, so they've all got different little pieces on the side, so trophies. So like this is a Warrior Chaos Shield, thinking he could have taken it from 1000 Sun or something because of the blue. And then he's got at some point I'll go back and I'll do some rune work and stuff across there, but all the markings are, I did some research and they're all from Viking mythology. Well, not mythology, the Viking rune system. So this is the Viking rune for 2. Well, 1, sorry. I've then got the front is the word wolf written across the front. And then across the roof is, if I remember rightly, it's Grey Hunter in runes. If I can remember what the site was, I'll link the alphabet table for it for the different runes. Right then. Next unit is my Longfangs. These guys are only 5 strong at the moment. If I get a chance, I'll add the 6th guy, so it's a full strength. So 5 rocket launchers, and then the sergeant with his bolt gun and chainsword. These are a bit of a kit bash. These are all leftover pieces and whatever spare parts I had. So this guy is the body and torso is from the Dark Angels, which I've painted up to look like a trench coat with his missile launcher. And then same again with this guy. Again, he's got his robes on. Not really suitable for a Space Wolf, but they normally sit at the back of a board in some rubble, so you can't really tell. And then got the kneeling guy, using the legs from the command squad. I really like them. I'd love to make a 10-man squad, so the front rank was kneeling if I ever got the chance, and the back rank was all standing and making a firing line. I'd love to do that at some point if I could ever go. If I get back to going back to my wolves. So that's them. Next up is the Rhino and the second squad of Grey Hunters. This is exactly the same setup as the first one. So 10 Grey Hunters, 2 plasma guns, sergeant with a power fist, and a Rhino. Again, the squad leader with his power fist, with his emblem, and I think that's the Terminator shoulder pad, but I think it works quite well on him having the bigger armour on one side, so we'll be running forward at you like that. and using his shoulder to protect his face. And then the 2 plasma gunners. Again, not a lot different. They're all simple colour schemes. With my colour scheme, I decided to go with the Pre-heresy colour scheme. I'm not very keen on the grey blue that the Games Workshop normally paint the Space Wolves in. So I've gone in a very pale grey, and then I've gone back and picked the shoulder pads out in, I think it's a mix of, the colours have changed now because they've renamed the paint range, but it was Iron and Dark Sun, I think, and Bronzed Flesh, which is really old. That hasn't been around for years, that has, and that was a really old pot of paint I had. And then that's the shoulder pads. Some people might, I don't know if you'll notice, but each Space Wolf, generally in my army, has his own insignia. So ranging from the wolf head to, let's find another one, Grey Hunter symbol, and then some rune work. I think that would, not sure if you can see it greatly, but that spells the word Rus, because they're the sons of Rus. Another wolf head, and then you've got the wolf claw. These are all freehand as well. I'm not very keen on using transfers, so any of the markings and details on the shoulders are all free-handed. I'll move them out the way, and then my second rhino. This is the second of the 2 rhinos, and again these have the runes and markings on it. The pelt here and the cloak is from a Warriors of Chaos, with the torso removed and then hung from the little digging in spikes from the door. And then for life I can't remember some of the translations. There's different things. It was like hunter and wolf and different ones, and then some more rune work, a bit of Nordic patterning across the roof. So that's the second rhino. Coming up next is my land speeder. Now this is always done really well for me. He's coming in with an assault cannon and a multi-melter. He's my only fast attack in my entire army, which some people might say everyone needs some fast attack. Well, I've only got the one. He's always done me well. Again, it's in the light grey and yellow colour scheme, and I've, not sure if you can see it very well, gone back, done some patterning, some kill markings on the back door, and then this one, really tiny, it's not very easy to read. That's using the same translation table that spells the word winged hunter, which I thought was suiting for a land speeder. Back in a sec, guys. Right then, guys, coming to the last of it now, the last couple of squads. First up is my first 5-man Wolfguard squad. The army isn't fully legal. I can't use it all at once really, unless I take Logan to make these guys troops. But if I wanted to, I can take this as the full army. But I have to take certain HQs and jimmy the points around a bit. First squad comes in with the assault cannon and storm shield, which is I love the combo. It's great. He's means he's just as resilient as any of the other Terminators, more so in fact. But it also means he's more protected for when he's carrying the squad's heavy weapon. So that's him. You've then got my first Thunderhammer Stormbolter. This guy has got one of the scout heads, but it fits nicely into the head. And then this was a bit of an old test at some green stuffing. I was trying to do like the wolf pelt. Didn't come out great, but quite happy for it for a first attempt. So that's him. And you've got what I count as my squad leader with his frost axe and storm shield. With the massive cloak coming from the Wolfguard kit. It's a great cloak, but I've only used it once in my entire army. I don't like replicating the larger pieces because they're easy to spot out that you've used them more than once. So this guy's special because he's the only one wearing the cloak. And then the symbols on his cloak also denote the more Roman numerals than anything, but I was trying to represent like where he was. So I'm moving it out of camera shot. Oops. The 3 is for third Great Company. The 5 is for the 5th Wolf Guard, and then it was just a rune, maybe denoting his name or something to do with his saga or something. And you've got Wolf Claw guy, twin Wolf Claws, pretty much straight out of the box. And then my first Thunderhammer. The lighting isn't great in here now. The sun's gone down a bit, so it's not coming through my window. But again, with the wolf head insignia on the shoulders, which is all freehand again. All of this is I've done myself with just a paintbrush. So that's the first 5 men. Next up is the next squad of 5. And these are, again, pretty similar setup. It's a Thunderhammer and Storm Shield. And then with... This was a bit later on, so this is when I was trying to do smaller symbols. So, again, with the wolf head. We've then got the Wolf Claw and Storm Bolter. And this better shows off my technique I was doing for the Wolf Claws. So the subtle blending up from a dark blue to a bright white, the claws, which I was quite happy with. Some of you have also noticed that predominantly all of my army's bareheaded. This is more for the whole hunter aspect for the Space Wolves, which they always say that they prefer to hunt them with their own senses rather than the helmet, the auto senses built into the helmets. So predominantly my entire army's using the bare heads. And then again another Wolf Claw with a subtle blending. The symbol on this guy's shoulder, it's out of the codex. It's I think it's a sea wolf. So it's like the sea, and then the wave is the wolf head. It's the god of the sea anyway. It's one of the backstories it explains in the codex. Again, I've got me Assault Cannon and Storm Shield, because I think it's a great combo. It works really well. And then a basic Lightning Claw, and this guy's got his claws deactivated because they're back to just the metal. And then the Fanged Skull, showing the changes the gene seed do to the Marines. Next up, last of the Terminators. These guys are 5 of the Space Hulk Terminators. I've got another 5 that I need to base up onto the 40 mils, but I haven't got around to them quite yet. So, this guy's broke. I'm gonna have to repair him. This guy was again an Assault Cannon and Storm Shield, but I've lost the shield somewhere. I'm gonna have to go look for it. And then just a few changes, taking away Blood Angel symbols. And I thought the little round shields with the studded shields looked great. I thought they looked quite a lot like Viking shields, so I thought that suited Space Wolves. And then just that. Again, this guy's awesome. I used to use him as a lone wolf, but he's worked his way into the Wolf Guard squads. Again, he's taken any Blood Angel symbols and then little work doing battle damage and scratches. Got the Thunderhammer and Storm Shield with the replacing the Angel with the Wolf Skull, and then the little wolf tail pendant. And then I replaced the head of the Thunderhammer with one of the ones from the Space Wolves, so it's got the wolf head. Coming to an end now, guys. This is the this is what I count as a lightning claw. I just thought it looked like a cooler, different design. So the blade, it's a single blade mounted on the back of his wrist, and then again, so he's pretty straight out of the box. And then this guy's probably the most converted. This guy used to be the Sergeant Lorenzo model, and he used to have a Storm Bolter, but I've replaced it with one of the Chaos Warrior shields, which I've scraped the Chaos Star icons off. And then I'm really happy with this. I painted the chapter logo of Space Wolves, which is the wolf hunting amongst the stars, which is the symbol of Logan Grimnar, and it was also the symbol of Lehman Russ. And again, they're in all the pre-heresy colours, so when the heresy rules finally come, hopefully it might be Prospero. When the Space Wolves fight the Thousand Suns, hopefully we'll get some rules for Russ, and a really nice shiny Forge Wheeled model. So these guys will be forming Lehman Russ's personal wolf guard once they get round to it, but that could be a couple of years off yet. Last two models are my two Dreadnoughts. This guy's having a bit of refurbishment work. He's the Assault on Blackridge Dreadnought with some of the wolf cape. One of the wolf capes off the Grey Hunters added as a tabard. And then his faceplate replaced with a Storm Shield. Some nice gold work around the edges. And then again with the runes and the patterning of the Space Wolves. Just got to go back and repaint this arm. The arm fell off and I lost it at a tournament at Warhammer World, so I've had to scavenge parts off eBay. So managed to get one of the assault cannon arms from a Dreadnought and go for it, put him on for him. And then that's my finale. We've got my Bjorn the Fell-Handed. This is what was the Space Marine Venerable Dreadnought, and then with a lot of conversion work. So a shield mounted onto the back. This used to be the Chaos Warrior shield, but I've really cut it down and then cut it back so it forms like a little wrist shield. And then he's got again the wolf head symbol and his assault cannon. And then I'm really happy with this. The wolf cloak is the wolf pelt is all green stuffed, except for the head, which comes from the head of Canis Wolfborn's Thunderwolf. It was a spare part I managed to get off eBay. And then some wolf pelt, which was all green stuffed, which I'm really proud of. And again, he's got his red tabard, which was made from a back banner from a Space Marine Sergeant. So again, that's Bjorn the Fell-Handed. Back in a sec. Right then guys, last bit. It's a real long video this one, but I thought I'd do it as a bit of a change from my word bearers. The last part of my Space Wolves is a project that I'm working on, which is taking a very long time. It's been a very slow process, but now I've got the basic shape of it. Most people should be able to tell what it is. This, move the camera back, is my scratch built Space Marine Thunderhawk. Now I know it's very brown at the moment, but it won't be once it's finished. I'm going to go back with some plasticard and recoat it so it's got to get rid of the wood grain to it. It's all made from 5mm balsa wood at the moment. And then the gap for the flying stand, and then the supports just to keep the wings in place. The missile runs for the Hellstrike missiles are made out of weapons bays from the Gothic range for the cruiser ships. And then there's that. So if you look at it from a distance, you should be able to see the silhouette of it, hopefully. And I've got the beginnings of some tri-fuel engines made out of some piping. And then I need to build the 2 engines across the sides and the second set of wings, which has got the last cannon mounts, and then the side doors, which are going to go there, and the line ready for when I put onto the next wing with the heavy bolter turrets on. Then hopefully I'm going to try to do some lighting in it for the cockpit, light it up, and then of course there's a big gap at the moment, but this is eventually going to come up and then it's going to form the is it the turbo laser destructor, one of the options for it. So the last little treat there is the beginning of my Thunderhawk. See you later guys, comment, rate, subscribe and all that business, and I'll see you in the next one.